Wrigley Field. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs. First pitch coming your way next. Pitching for the Cubs in this one, Edward Cabrera. What do you have on him, Siggy?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working. But if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
Francisco Lindor leading things off and takes a strike. Close one, doesn't get the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lindor swings through that one.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
And that one hammered. Carrying well. Into the shrubbery and out of here. The first batter of the game leaves the yard. And the Mets on the board first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. Well, we see this so much more today. Lineups with pop in the leadoff spot. And it really puts the pitcher in a tough spot out there where he has to execute right away. You can't just get over a couple of strikes to settle in, get comfortable, because at the plate, that guy's looking to do exactly what he just did. Start the game off with a huge bang.
Here's Luis Robert.
Hoo-yah!
Just underway here from Wrigley.
He doubled up on the off speed there. We talk about the power fastball, but he's working a little differently here. With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
That's in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 2-2 now. That one missed. And he hits a ground ball right side. Tosses to first. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Here's a Mets lineup now. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Chris.
Yeah, Boog. They understand various situations and think ahead of the opponent. Teams like this know how to get down to business and focus on the task at hand.
So digging in, Brett Beatty.
Ball. Hee-haw!
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Now 2 away.
That right there is one of those breaking balls that you swing through and you feel like you should have done something with it or at least spoiled it away. But when it's breaking in on you like that, if the spin is tight enough, it can actually tie you up.
Crow Armstrong should have this one, and that's the 3rd out. Another look at the long ball from Francisco Lindor. It's now 1-0. Back here at the friendly confines. And taking the ball for the Mets, Kodai Senga. Chris, how about a scouting report?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one, does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get one or two over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Nico Horner, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one.
Ball.
In the air, right field. And there's one down. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. Already trailing by a run in this one. They'll be looking to get on the scoreboard early on as well.
Well, it's just the one run, so not too big a hill to climb. But, yeah, if they can answer back in this inning or at least in the next couple, that'll maybe settle everyone into this ball game, and that includes their own starter on the mound.
Alex Bregman at the plate now. That's ball one. Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. In the air, center field. Robert under it. Takes it in for the out.
Batting third, the designated hitter,
Seiya Suzuki, the next Cub to hit.
No, that missed.
Out towards right center field. Touches down. That's a hit. The throw in. There's the tag. They get him. And that's the inning.
Batter tried to stretch that one into a double, but he wasn't about to let that happen. Nice job to get to the ball and fire that one into second just in time to get the out and end the inning.
Here at Wrigley Field, here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez.
Man, I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
Lined, and that's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
Now Carson Benj. Check swing called strike. 0-1. There's the strike. Time to check on our umpires. Earl Hendricks calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, well-liked umpire, Boog. Pretty consistent with his zone, so if you're familiar with him and how he works, you won't get too surprised by anything. Sometimes he'll give a little bit off the corner, but nothing too crazy at all.
Hit on the ground to the right side. Over to Swanson. He turns it to first. Double play. Nicely done.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Base is empty after the double play. Now it's Marcus Semien.
Yeah!
Two down, nobody on. Pulls that one foul. The 0-2.
Ball.
Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. In time, the 2-3 strikeout ends the inning. We played an inning and a half. It's 1-0. We head to the bottom of the second. So now it's the Cubs hitter in the 4-hole, Ian Happ. Yeah, that's fouled off. There's a strike.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
Gets a piece and stays alive. Gets to it with a slide to first, and they get the out.
Well, Boog, as an infielder, you have to be ready for anything. In that spot, it required going to the ground, getting a little dirty, and making a strong throw for the out. Great play.
So up next, Michael Bush.
Wood!
Here comes the 0-1.
That's a ball.
Swings through that one for strike 2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fights it off. He'll see another. The wide, the kick, and the 1-2. Out to short, Lindor. Already 2 out here in the home half of inning number 2.
The shortstop, Gansby. Swanson.
Swanson digs in. And first offering is fouled off. Foul ball there. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. Nothing happening there for the Cubs. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. New inning getting started. MJ Melendez up now for the Mets.
Yeehaw!
Melendez bats left, throws right in the 8th spot in today's lineup, and he was a 2nd-round pick. This ball is hammered deep center field, way back there, on its way, out of here. He circles the bases, and they tack one on the board. It's 2-0.
Sometimes too much velocity will cause a pitcher to throw through the sink, and that means that there's more four-seam action than there is sink, and that can turn into a really good pitch to hit. Well, we saw it right there. Didn't miss a stitch on that baseball. He's got himself a home run.
Here's Tommy Pham. Liner to second and picked on the hop. Throw to first. Nicely done for the out.
Up next to the net, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Back to the top of the Mets order. Francisco Lindor will hit next. 1 for 1 so far today with a solo homer in his first at bat.
Ball, that's low.
To a count, you really don't want to give in here. You've got to work the edges, really execute a pitch. Hopefully you can get back into this count.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Strike 2.
It's early, but the off-speed stuff has fooled him a few times now. A lot of those pitches are used to get hitters to chase, but he's dropping them in for strikes.
Bush steps on the bag, and he's out.
Up next to the net, the center fielder.
And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Luis Robert now grounded out his first time up.
He's looking to hit the ball the other way in 99% of his at-bats. But if you make a mistake middle in, he can touch you up for a four-bagger.
That's a ball.
Swing and a ground ball. Bregman to first. That's the inning. Mets draw closer thanks to the home run. And it's 2-zip. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now the Cubs catcher, Miguel Amaya. Close.
That missed. That's a ball.
Ball 2.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
That's off the inside corner. 3 balls, no strikes. And there's a strike.
One.
High fly ball lifted in the air right field. 1 up, 1 down.
Batting 8, the center fielder, number 4, Pete.
And now the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Hit hard but foul off to the left. Here comes the 0-1. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Batting 9, the right fielder, number 6, Matt.
So up next for Chicago, Matt Shaw.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Quick toss to first, and he's back in safely. Splits the plate. Strike 1.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Next offering is fouled back. Foul ball, still 0-2. Crow Armstrong leads off first with one away.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch, keep the at-bat alive.
The 1-2. Line drive, and this might be trouble. Coming home. And now they trail by one.
Well, back within one as he brings home the run. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
One out, runner at second. So here's Horner now. Flied to right his first time. And that one fouled off.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit, it's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Man at second.
Ball, outside. No, that's outside. Ball.
Too low, and it's ball 3.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
And the 3-1. Out to short. Lindor whips it to first on the run. And very nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Cubs, third baseman, number 3, Alex.
Dangerous hitter at the plate, and Alex Bregman. Fly to center his first time.
That's a ball down.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the last half of the third.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Misses.
Outside. That's a ball.
Ball 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Just missed. If he's able to connect on that, look out.
Man on second, 2 down. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Ground ball up the middle. Lindor. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. Cubs pick up a run on the RBI double, and it's now a 2-1 ball game. You're dialed into the show. Back here at Wrigley Field, on to the fourth. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets.
Beatty.
To the right side, Horner. Gets it to first. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Up next for the Mets, the third baseman, Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. That one misses, and that's ball 1.
Nope. Ball. Hey.
Into the outfield, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next for the Mets, the catcher, number 4.
And next for New York, Francisco Alvarez. 1 for 1 with a single so far. That one finds the zone, And that is strike one.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Ground ball.
That's
left
a foul
side,
ball.
And foul ball. Man at first, one away. Lined, and that's a base hit. Around second is Bichette. And they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit. Carson
Bench up now for the Mets. He hit into a double play his first time up. Chopper to second. Off balance speed. There's one. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there.
I promise you, they're guys that get a little bit faster when they can smell an RBI. That was a possible inning-ending double play. Great hustle, and he gets rewarded with the RBI because of it.
Here is Marcus Semien. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a foul straight back. Quick move to first.
No,
Bench
he's
dives
safe.
back in safely. And that misses.
That's the ball.
And that's ball 1. Bench, the runner at first with 2 gone. On the ground right side. Horner over to first. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. 1 run, a pair of hits, no errors, and 1 left on. To the bottom of inning number 4 now. It's the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. Bottom of the 4th. Now it'll be the Cubs DH. Seiya Suzuki.
You know, these Cubs showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
In half up to hit. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. The Cubs trailing by 2. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And that one clips the corner. Just
no,
misses.
that missed. That's the ball.
Ball 1.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees, and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire's strike zone.
The 1-2. Inside, and
that hit him. Take your base.
He had him 1-2, and he ends up hitting him with a pitch. Man at first with 1 gone. Michael Bush digs in now. 0 for 1 so far. Strike on the inside corner. Fouled off. He was late. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Got him. 2 out. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Dansby Swanson stands in. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. just
No, that's
missed.
out. Ball.
That one off
Nope,
the mark.
ball.
And now 3-1. Miguel Amaya in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. The 3-1. Out towards right center. That's well struck. And that should be extra bases. Half on his way home. And now they trail by 1.
Well, when you fall behind in the count, you've got to come into the zone, and then guys have a better chance of hitting the ball hard like he did right there.
And now it's Miguel Amaya. Fly to right his first time. Runner edges away at second. Just
Ball.
missed.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Next pitch
Right.
in for a strike. 2-2. Out to short. Lindor tosses to first, and that'll keep more runs from coming in. Inning over. Cubs pick up a run on the RBI double. It's now a 3-2 ball game. All set for the start of the inning. So now here's the Mets DH, MJ Melendez.
Well, these
That's
Mets
the ball.
doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've
Yeah.
only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
Ball.
Line drive. Makes the grab on the run. And there's one down.
Wow, he looked like he was running before the ball was hit. Didn't have much time, as that was a hard hit liner, but a nice job of covering a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Pham takes a ball
ball.
as he stands in for the second time. Foul ball. Here's a 1-1. And that drops in for a strike. Line drive, base hit. So that will bring up the top of the order with one away.
When you go 0 for 5, 0 for 7, 0 for 8, it seems like an eternity, especially to start the season, because that's the one thing. Players want to get that first one out of the way so that they feel like, all right, I'm going to avoid this prolonged 0-fer to start the season and get into a slump.
Now this one gets away from the catcher, and the runner stays where he is.
Ball.
Bullpen action for the Cubs. Ryan Rollison, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Martin also getting ready. And there's a foul ball. Right side. And
That's
it
foul.
goes just foul.
He's got one already tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he pops another one here.
2-2 now. And that one
No,
is
that missed.
inside. Van stands at first with one out. Lined into left center, base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. Into third now. So runners at the corners and one out.
Back-to-back base hits. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
Here comes Craig Counsell, and we're going to see a pitching change. Edward Cabrera departs, and it's going to be a start that he'd like to get a redo on. Not his best. Back with the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching for
Here comes the new arm for the Cubs, Ryan Rollison. He's making his second appearance of the season.
Rollison.
And now it's Luis Robert. He's grounded out a couple of times.
Ball. That's
Could
high.
use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get two. Get out of this.
Runners at the corners, one away. And we're at the top of the fifth. On the ground,
That's
right
foul.
side, and foul ball. Up the middle, base hit, and a run in to score.
Picks himself up an RBI. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Brett Beatty, the next to hit. Grounder might be two. To Horner at second for one. On to Bush. It's a double play. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. It's now 4-2. Back here at the friendly confines, here's the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
You know, these
Ball
Cubs,
high.
as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Fouled off left side.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Here's a 1-2. Got him swinging.
Good late cut for the strikeout there. That thing really got in on him. And, you know, the cutter isn't really a huge swing and miss pitch most of the time because it's not really meant to move a whole lot. You're just trying to miss the big part of the barrel and maybe get some weak contact. But that one right there did a whole lot more than that. That was a really good pitch.
Matt Shaw, the next Cub to hit.
Hey.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Gets him to chase after that one.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put it in play somewhere, then you got a chance.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2.
Ball.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Nico
Here's Nico Horner.
Horner.
Swing and a liner foul off to the right. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And he strikes out the side in the 5th. It's the Mets 4 and the Cubs 2. Welcome back. It's been a great game, so let's take another look at the most important moment so far.
Now pitching for
The left-hander on now, Riley Martin.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Here's the third baseman, Bichette, 1 for 2. And that one fouled off. Yo 1. And that skips into dirt. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Caleb Thielbar getting loose out there. Webb, a right-hander, loosening up as well. Swings through that one out in front that time. Jackknifes out of the way. On the ground.
And
that's just foul. The 2-2. This one in the air, center field. Crow Armstrong gets under it. And there's one away.
Up next to the Mets, the catcher, number 4.
Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets. He's 2 for 2. Alvarez
That's a ball.
measures 5 feet 10 inches, 235 pounds, and he was born in Venezuela. The lefty, the 1-0.
No need to offer that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
The 1-1.
2.
Got him looking for the K. That was pretty nasty.
The right fielder, number 3, Carson Bench.
And next for the Mets, Carson Bench.
An 0-0 count. Not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
That's a strike. Attacked with the sweeper. In the air to left center. Crow Armstrong turns to the right on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Mets go down quickly as they can't add to their 4-2 lead.
Now pitching for
Back
the
now
Mets,
for the bottom of the
number
6th,
42,
and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Craig Kimbrell. This is his 3rd time out this year. Here's Alex Bregman.
Leading off for the Cubs, third baseman number 3, Alex Bregman.
Ball 1, no strikes. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets, Austin Warren, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Minaya getting cranked up as well. And the 1-0.
Hey!
Out front, rip foul.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
Here's a 1-2.
That's the ball.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
I got to think that was the plan all the way. He set him up with a high fastball and then bury that curveball down low to get him swinging. Now, especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
So up next for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki.
No, that's out.
The Cubbies down by a pair here in the bottom of the 6th.
He's clearly trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
Fastball for a strike. The 2-1 is high. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Ian Happ, the next Cub to hit. He's 0 for 1.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ballgame.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That one carrying. Holy Toledo. Ian Happ bops one out of here. And we have a tie ball game. It's 4-4. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Michael Busch now at the plate.
No, that's low. Ball.
Tied at 4.
When the
That's
skipper
inside.
calls down
Ball.
to the bullpen, he's expecting the guy to come in and get outs. So far, not getting what he was hoping for.
Hard hit, could be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And he's into second base with one away as the go-ahead run.
Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Craig Kimbrell gives way, and it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break.
Now pitching for
Taking over on the mound for the Mets, Brooks Raley. This southpaw has been really good against left-handed hitters. And now it's Dansby Swanson.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
High fly ball, right field. Bench settles underneath it, and there's 2 down.
Up next for the Cubs, the catcher, number 9, Miguel.
So digging in, Miguel Amaya.
It's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position. Some guys just take it to another level. For him right now at the plate, it's like everyone else is in slow motion, and he's in full speed. This guy's sink has so much drop at it, it's almost like a split-finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Ouch, that one drove him. Safe at first, and now after the play, we'll check on the lefty's status. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
Go ahead run on base. Pete Crow Armstrong, the next Cub to hit. Swings over the top of that one. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Two on, 2 outs. On the ground to third. They get the force. Inning over, and it could have been worse. Cubs had 2 on this homer. It's now tied 4-4.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the
back.
Cubs,
We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound. Luke Little. Stepping in, Marcus Semien.
The second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Fastball is outside. And it's 1-1. Out to short. Swanson fires over to first. That's the first out, the top of the 7th.
Designated hitter,
MJ Melendez up now for the Mets. He's already homered here in this one.
Ha! Ball.
All tied up here in the top half of inning number 7. The 1-1 is fouled off.
That's a ball.
And there's
No,
the ball.
ball.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Downstairs,
Miss.
and that's
Ball 4. Take your
4.
base.
And the go-ahead run is on base.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
So up next, Tommy Pham. That's to third, and that's a fair ball. Lead runner around second. Throw into third. Save. And the go-ahead runs at third.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high-leverage spot right there. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
And in this big spot, here comes Francisco Lindor. Got to be careful with a slugger like this because he can turn it into a three-run game in the blink of an eye.
In the infield at the corners, don't be surprised to see them come home first and prevent that run from scoring.
2 on, 1 out.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Inside corner, and that's called a strike.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
And that's ball. The inside edge. Ball 3. Luis Robert Jr. in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. In for a strike. Full count now.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't reach it. This should score at least 1. 1 runs in. Runner around third. The relay throw. The tag out.
Got him.
The base runner did a great job of making that a close play at the plate with an excellent slide. Made the catcher work to get out there and put down the tag. The throw was on the money, and that's what made the difference. Big time play to cut down a run.
So here's Robert now.
Yeah.
Runner at second, 2 down. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Man at second. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Lindor zipping around third. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 2.
Got the job done to put him up by 2. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
So digging in, Brett Beatty. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout.
Ball.
Robert off of first with 2 away. That missed by a lot, and it's 2-0. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And now 3-0. Bichette waiting to hit for the Mets. .3-0 down. Fastball for a strike at 95. Late on that fastball.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score.
That one is absolutely belted. That's got a chance. To the warning track, makes the catch. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. It's the Mets 6 and the Cubs 4.
Now pitching for
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the seventh. Austin Warren.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Matt Shaw getting ready to hit.
number 6, Matt Shaw.
That one way outside. Ball 1.
Ball.
Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. Two now. That's down
Ball.
and in. He goes down looking. A big first out here in the 7th via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game like this. So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
Back to the top of the order now. Nico Horner will come up to hit. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout.
Yeehaw!
The Cubs trailing by 2 here at the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a ball lifted left field. 2 down.
Good pitch. He just kind of had him out in front on that pitch away and wasn't able to stay closed.
Third baseman, number 3.
Now it's Alex Bregman. 0 for 3 in this one.
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. You always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
That's a ball.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Good job to fight that one off. 2 down, nobody on. The other way, and he beats the shift. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. Just a simple ground ball the other way. They've had eyes on it, man. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Just let the ball travel, put the ball in play, and just hope it finds a hole.
So up now for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki.
Ball. That's in.
The tying run at the plate. Hit on the ground to short. They take the force out, and that'll do it. Cubs leave 1. They trail it here 6-4.
Now pitching for
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Caleb Thielbar.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Bo Bichette digs in now. 1 for 3.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
And the lefty with the 0-1. Fought off foul. Here's the 0-2. Stays alive. The 0-2. That one ran inside, almost got him. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
That one
That
close,
missed. That's the
ruled
ball.
Full count now. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. It just shaved the zone. So they've still got both their challenges. One down, and here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. That one lifted to left. Hat in position. And there's 2 down.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Bench in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. That one pushed foul. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Down in order go the Mets. They still lead it though, 6-4. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now the Cubs 4-hole hitter, Ian Happ. First offering way inside, almost got him.
Hey!
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. On the ground to the
That's
left.
ball.
And foul ball. In the air, left field. Pham takes it in for the out. 1 away.
Up next for the Cubs, the first baseman,
Michael Busch, the next Cub to hit.
Oh, yeah.
The Cubbies down by a pair here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Ripped towards third. Throws across the diamond, and now 2 gone.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to deliver consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Austin Warren is done. 2-run ball game as he heads for the dugout, and we'll be back with a new pitcher.
now pitching for the
Sean
Mets,
Manaea takes over on the mound. This is his 5th appearance of the year. And here comes Dansby Swanson. Right through there for a strike. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. And that is cut on and missed. 0-2 now.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
That's a ball.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. One more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
That one ripped left field. Back there. Holy Toledo. That one felt good. And just like that, they're within a run. Here comes the crowd. They're feeling it right now.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Fastball is outside. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So the tying run reaches with 2 away.
Wasn't able to elevate that one, but he sure hit it hard enough to get through the infield. There's not a whole lot of time for the defenders to react and try to make a play when it's ripped like that.
So up next for Chicago, Pete Crow Armstrong.
The tying run at first base. He's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base. Right now, they're looking for something hit hard into the gaps, give them an opportunity with 2 outs to score that run from first.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
Kelly off of first with 2 away. Swings and misses, struck him out. Cubbies edge closer on this long ball. It's tightened up a bit at 6-5 now. We're back. It's the top of the 9th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Obi Milner. Well, 1-run game. Digging in, Marcus Semien. Ready to go? Here's Francisco Lindor. And we're underway from Wrigley Field.
Ball outside. Ball.
No,
that missed. That's a ball.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
That one misses.
Nope, that's ball 4. Runner, take your base.
Now, this was a story we were paying attention to before the game. We've seen him give up walks in the past, and it's an issue once again early on.
Here's Luis Robert. Misses
Ball.
Again, 5 in a row. Just underway here from Wrigley. Can't find it here. That's 6 straight balls.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds. They're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
The 2-1. And that one fouled off. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. Their opponent on the mound today does run into some trouble finding the strike zone at times. So, Singy, I got to figure part of the plan, be patient, be selective today.
Yeah, knowing his history, you just don't help him out. You got to wait for a pitch that you like and that you can drive. Build traffic on the base pass and aim to reach those bullpen arms.
At the plate, Brett Baty. Man at first, one away.
That's a ball.
Check swing went around. And the count now even up. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Lindor over at first with one away. Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field. Out number 2.
Batting fourth, the third baseman,
Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. That's a hit. And now 2 aboard.
Just goes down and gets it. Looks like it's a breaking ball, but he's so good. Went down and got it.
Here's the catcher for the Mets, Francisco Alvarez. And that's in for a strike. It's 0-1. Two aboard, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Outside with a breaking ball. Breaking ball.
No, that's inside.
3-2 now. Carson Benj in the on deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Two on, 2 outs. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Payoff pitch. In there. Sets him down on strikes. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Now the Cubbies will get their first crack. No score. We go to the bottom of the first. And taking the ball for the Mets, Kodai Senga. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Boog, you don't always know what to expect with this guy on the mound. There are times he's really good, but that's not always the case. For me, I want to see how aggressive he's going to be out there. We'll see it right away if he's pitching with confidence. And if he is, he should be just fine.
Here's Nico Hoerner.
Nico.
Rolled softly, but that goes foul. That's in there. And the count is 0-2.
Well, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
To first, what a pick to save the play and get the first out. Here's a look at the Cubs lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
Well, there's a lot of young talent in this lineup. I think as they gel together, gain some maturity over the course of this season, they could be playing October baseball.
And now it's Alex Bregman.
No, that's high.
That one fouled off. And a 1-1. Foul ball there. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Ground ball right side. Beatty tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. And here this afternoon, two quickly away in the bottom of the first. Two down, bases empty. Seiya Suzuki will hit next.
That's a ball. That's down.
Two down, nobody on. That's in there. And the count 1-2. Struck him out without a swing. That was pretty nasty. Scoreless after one. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. We move ahead to the top of the second now. Carson Bench up now for the Mets.
No, that's down. Ball. Ball. That's outside.
Making the calls behind the plate in this one is Woody Keller.
Yeah, and Woody does a pretty good job back there, Boog. He's got a pretty fair strike zone most of the time. Maybe some inconsistency here or there, but usually he's back there doing a solid job.
Hike one.
That's a strike. On the ground at first. Bush takes it to the bag. One out in the second.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Marcus Semien.
Now it's Marcus Semien. Cabrera. He's kind of interesting. You know, when you dig into the tendencies, he does a good job of limiting the hits, but the walks continue to be a problem.
Well, he's got such nasty stuff that I think, you know, hitters, they're just not as willing to try to get something because it's hard to square them off.
That's
and when
outside.
you have pitches that are ending up just outside the strike zone, until they get called for strikes, hitters are not going to pull the trigger.
Got him swinging.
That's that classic wipeout slider below the zone right there. Just nasty. Looks like a fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Now here is MJ Melendez.
Nope.
Against a guy like this, I'm looking for something straight. I'm not going to be successful hitting anything that's got movement on it. I've got to look for a four-seamer and try to get it up in the zone.
High fly ball down the left field line. And
ball.
that is foul. 2 down, nobody on. On the ground to third. And the Mets go 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom of the inning. So now it's the Cubs hitter in the 4-hole, Ian Happ.
Ian Happ.
And that's through there for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Ball outside.
Way out front for strike 2. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out.
You usually are going to see that inside fastball a little longer coming in from the opposite side, but that pitch really got in on him right there. I mean, that's a well-thrown pitch. Tough to do anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
So up next, Michael Busch.
No, that's in.
And that is out of play. The 1-1 is fouled off. And a ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball left side. He'll see another.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
In the air, left side. Pham has a beat on it. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting 6, the shortstop, Gansby.
Swanson digs in. Off the mark
That missed.
there,
That's a ball.
And it's 1-0.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
Second inning here, no score. Swing and a miss. 1-2. This one in the air, center field. Robert under it. And that is that. Offense held in check there. We head on down to the top of the third. No score. Here at Wrigley Field, top half of the third inning, Tommy Pham up now for the Mets.
Ball.
And that's
a ball. Outside.
And that's ball 2.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
And that skips in the dirt.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Just doesn't seem to want to throw him a fastball.
Next offering is fouled back. And here's a 3-2. Base knock right field. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
When you go 0 for 5, 0 for 7, 0 for 8, it seems like an eternity, especially to start the season, because that's the one thing. Players want to get that first one out of the way so that they feel like, all right, I'm going to avoid this prolonged 0 for to start the season and get into a slump.
Lindor in the box here and fouls it off for strike one. Yo, one.
That's the ball.
Fan aboard here at first with nobody out.
This guy's seen 2 changeups in a row. Could be a little vulnerable for a fastball right here.
Over to Swanson. He turns it. Double play. That was some defensive wizardry.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Base is empty after the double play. Luis Robert now. Swing, and he breaks his bat. In time to Bush. That's the third out. Nothing doing for the Mets. And we're still knotted at 0. As we go to the last of the third. Now the Cubs catcher, Miguel Amaya.
What he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
And a foul ball. The 0-2.
Really
That's a ball.
good take, especially with 2 strikes. He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
So digging in, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Ha!
The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Chopped left side. Bichette in plenty of time to first, and 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third.
Number 6,
Max Shaw, the next to hit.
No, that's outside. Ball.
Still tied at 0. Last of the third. Swings and misses. That's strike 1.
On the mound, you take a note. You see the hitter's willingness to chase that pitch upstairs, get deeper in the count, you try to climb the ladder.
Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
No, that's out.
Grounds 1 to short. Lindor. Inning over. 9 straight retired here to start the game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Wrigley Field as we go to the top of the 4th. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets. Just
Ball,
off
that's
the
in.
inside edge. That's to third. That's the first out in the top of the fourth.
Up next for the net, the third baseman,
Bo Bichette up to the dish. Picked up a base hit to center his first time up. Outside with a breaking ball.
He hasn't wanted
ball.
to challenge in both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
That misses. Ball 3. And he walked him on 4 pitches.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
Francisco Alvarez getting ready to hit. Struck out looking at his first at bat.
There was a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Fouled off left side. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Go ahead run on base. Carson Benj up now for the Mets. Hammered, base hit. Runner holds at second, so another base hit could get us the first run of the game.
Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good. Runner in scoring position now and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
And now Marcus Semien steps up in a big spot. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. The Mets looking to strike first. Top half of inning number 4.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not.
And that one gets away at the plate. Throws to first in time. And he has thrown 4 shutout innings. On to the bottom of the 4th now. Still with no score. Bottom 4, here's the Cubs leadoff man, Nico Horner.
second baseman, Nico Horner.
Fouled off. He was late.
No, that's out.
Line drive, base hit right field. And a good start to the inning.
Up next for the Cubs, third baseman, number 3.
Here's Alex Bregman. Grounded out his first time up. Out towards right center field. Robert settles under this one. Makes the grab.
Up next for the Cubs, the designated hitter, Seiya.
One out man at first. And next for the Cubs, Seiya Suzuki. He's 0 for 1. And that
Ball.
one cutting but missing down low.
Yeah.
Corner on the go. This one popped up. Simeon settles under it. And there are 2 outs.
Up next for the Cubs, the left fielder, number 8, Ian.
Ian Happ up to hit. Struck out swinging his first time. And that's downstairs and outside.
Down, ball.
2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Horner on the go. Pulled hard, but it's a foul ball. Happ lays off.
Outside.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
Horner, the runner at first with 2 gone. Now quick throw to first.
No,
Horner back
he's
in
in there.
The 3-1. On the ground, right
That's
side.
foul.
And it goes just foul.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Sets him down on strikes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. 1 left for the Cubs. Through 4, still tied. Zip, zip. Back here at the friendly confines. And now the Mets DH, MJ Melendez.
Well, these Mets doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They haven't produced a run yet, but the pitch count for the starter is starting to climb, so they're hoping that starts to pay off soon.
And he chases that one below the zone.
And I think they're in a good spot thanks to their pitching, but no one would be shocked if this offense strings something together to take the lead.
Good job to fight that one off. Ball 1 there. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 2-2 on the way. Battling here as he fouls it away. Got him swinging for the strikeout. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Here's Tommy Pham. Single to right in his first trip. Ripped on a line to center. Crow Armstrong takes it in for the out. And there's 2 down. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. Cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him. Missed with a changeup. And that is ball 1.
Hee-haw!
2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top of the 5th. That one ripped left field. Carrying well. And it's into the bleachers. Out of here. He flexes his power with that swing. And the Mets jump in front. It's 1-0.
The one thing the pitcher didn't want to happen just happened. That's not an easy one to stomach. A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
So here's Robert now.
That missed. That's a ball.
In the air to left center. Crow Armstrong under it. And that'll do it. Mets draw first blood thanks to this solo homer. It's now a 1-0 ball game. Here at Wrigley Field, leading off, Michael Busch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Robert on the move. He's got it. And there's one down.
The batter, number 7, shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson stands in. Fly to center his first time.
Ball outside. Ball.
Next offering is fouled back. The 2-1. And that's in there at the knees. Stays alive. 2-2 down. Out towards left center. Robert should have this one. And there's 2 away.
Up next for the Cubs.
And now it's Miguel Amaya. Went down on strikes his first time through.
Hee-haw!
The Cubs trailing by a run. Last half of inning number 5. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And the tying run is on base.
Up next for the Cubs.
Dominant performance for him today, Boo. Just 2 hits allowed so far. No runs across either. And he's had an answer for just about every hitter he's faced. So I don't think this hit is going to knock him off his stride too much.
Now at the plate, Pete Crow Armstrong. First time up, he grounded to third. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Ball.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there's certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit, or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
Ripped, but it curls foul. Amaya off of first with 2 away. Hit hard, base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of the struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Matt Shaw now at the plate. Rounded out his first time up.
That's a ball.
Big spot. 2 out. Both the tying and go-ahead runs are aboard.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. 2 on, 2 outs. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
He's in a tough spot, had to make a great pitch, did it, got the strikeout, gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Back here in a close one, and a look now at some of the biggest plays from the game.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
Cubs.
in the game for the Cubs,
Number
Ryan
15.
Rollison.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works
That's a
out.
ball.
Baden up for the third time here. Watches that one miss. And a foul ball. Rollison, 28 years old, a former first-round pick back in 2018. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Jump throw across his body. On the money. Nice play.
Up next for the Mets, the third baseman, Bo Bichette.
And next will be the Mets cleanup hitter, Bo Bichette. Foul ball.
Ball, that's down. Ball.
In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Pitch in the
That's
dirt,
a ball.
and it's a full count. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And he walked him.
Ball four.
And after
Take your
that
base.
long battle, he's aboard representing the tying run.
Second walk of the game for him, and he's been really patient at the plate. A game plan that he's sticking to. He's just not going outside of what he's looking for up there.
Alvarez in the box again, takes a strike.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for hitters to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
That's a ball.
In the dirt, throws down to first, but he wasn't going anywhere. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. Pulls that one foul. Almost got him. Two. That one is absolutely belted, and it's into the gap. And they'll have runners at the corners after a one-out single.
Up next for the Mets, the right fielder, number 3.
So up next for New York, Carson Benj, 1 for 2.
Ball out.
Lefty out of the stretch, runners at first and third.
Low.
Tough
Ball.
spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Fastball for a strike. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Brings it in. Runner tags from third. Puts the tag on it, and it's a double play. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning.
Always exciting when there's a play at the plate and potential inning ender. Great throw by the outfielder, but awesome as well by the catcher. That's a nice play all around.
Bottom of the sixth. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Nico Horner. Hits softly on the ground to third. Sends it across to first, and that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the sixth.
Next for the Cubs, third baseman number 3, Alex.
Now it's Alex Bregman. Infield playing him to pull. Second baseman just to the right of the bag. Yeah, that's fouled off. Home team down a run here in the bottom of the sixth. Next offering is fouled back. And the 0-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Now it'll be the Cubs DH, Seiya Suzuki.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Two down, nobody on. High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side. The 0-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Here's the 0-2.
Ball low.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
Nope. Ball.
That missed by a lot. Full count now.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. Payoff pitch. Gets a piece and stays alive. 3-2. Got him swinging for the K. Picks up strikeout number 7. Make it 6 shutout innings for him out there now. Back after this on the show.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the
back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Caleb Thielbar.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Ball.
Movement in the Cubs bullpen. Luke Little, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Milner warming up as well. The 1-0.
Struggled
That's
a
a
little
ball.
bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
That one
No, that
misses.
missed.
Ball 3. And there's the
Yeehaw.
strike. That one misses.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
Walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. The hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
So up next, MJ Melendez.
Ball.
Simeon gets his lead at first with nobody out. And that one fouled off. The 1-1.
Ball.
Fastball
No,
is
that's out.
outside. This is smacked left field line. And that's got extra bases written all over it. Coming around third is Simeon. And they lead by 2.
Got the job done to put him up by 2. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
Now it's going to be Tommy Pham. Up the middle, and he knocks it down. The throw is still in time, so they get the first out of the inning.
Up next to the net, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
And now it's Frankie Lindor. He's already homered in this game. Breaking ball, and that
You hit
got
him.
Up next to the net, the center fielder, Luis.
First and second, 1 out. And now here's the big center fielder, Luis Robert. 0 for 3 in this one. And that one fouled off. Right through there for a strike. The Mets trying to break this one open here in the top half of inning number 7.
That's the ball.
Fights it off. He'll see another. Two on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Couldn't catch up to the heater. Brett Beatty up now for the Mets.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
No, that's it.
Way outside, straight to the backstop. So on the wild pitch, 2 guys advance.
No trouble moving up to second on that play with the ball getting that far away from the catcher. Nice job to take advantage of the wild pitch.
Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, he came right at him right there, challenged him with the 2-0 fastball. Not sure exactly what he was looking for, but got to imagine that's a confidence booster on the mound. You're in that hitter's head a little bit.
Late swing, foul to the left.
Kind of goes without saying, but stranding these 2 runners in scoring position right here, it feels like it's a must if they stand a chance to win this game.
And it remains 2-2. Two on, 2 outs. This one smashed down the right field line. Base hit, 1 run is in. Another comes in to score. It's a 2-run single, and they're up by 4.
Well, he was a little off balance. He got the front foot down, but was so great at keeping the hands back and allowed him still to get good wood to this baseball. Big one there as he drives in a couple of runs.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Caleb Thielbar will depart. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching for
Here comes a new arm for the Cubs, Riley Martin.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
2 outs, runner on first. Bo Bichette digs in now.
That missed. That's a ball.
The 1-0. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Way back there. It's got a chance. And that's going to bang against the wall. Baden around third. He'll score. And it's 5-0.
Well done. Drives in the run. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been. But obviously, you have to be happy with that result.
So, runner at second, 2 down. Francisco Alvarez will hit next. 1 for 3. And a fastball
that's
misses
outside. Ball.
for a ball. And that's ball 1. Bichette stands at second with 2 gone. Here's a 1-1. Hard liner. And that is that. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Mets 5 and the Cubs nothing.
Now pitching for
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Craig Kimbrell.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Ian Happ getting ready to hit. Who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Cubs just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
The 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. That one way inside. There's a swing and a drive. That's back. Grabs it right up against the wall.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
And now the first baseman, Michael Busch.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Ball.
The Mets leading by 5 here at the bottom of the 7th. That one way inside.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And a payoff pitch. Got him. 2 down.
Oh, nothing too fancy on the strikeout pitch right there. Just a low 90s fastball. And I'm not sure he was trying to challenge him, but that's pretty much what happened. Very hittable location, but he found a way to just get it by him.
And now it's Dansby Swanson. Fastball for a strike. Two down, nobody on. Swings and misses. Had him out front for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit. Back here at Wrigley Field, we're at the top of the 8th. Carson Bench now at the plate.
Ball, that's high.
Into center and a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
Here is Marcus Semien. A walk and a pair of strikeouts.
Ball, that's outside.
Bench gets his lead at first. Nobody out. That's a laser base hit. And now 2 aboard.
The batter, number 1, designated hitter.
Next to hit, MJ Melendez.
One.
And this one bounces away from Amaya. Nothing happening as the count evens at 1. First and second, no outs, and we're in the top of the 8th. The 1-2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Up next to the bat, the left fielder, Tommy Pham.
2 aboard with 1 out. So up next for New York, Tommy Pham. Hard hit, but right at him in left.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time up he'll find a hole.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Riley Martin done for the afternoon, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching for
New pitcher in the game for the Cubs, Jacob Webb.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
2 outs, couple of base runners at first and second. Lindor swings through that one.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
This one in the air center field. Crow Armstrong on his way over, pulls it down, and he makes the catch. So the Cubs bullpen does its job nicely there. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Mets 5 and the Cubs nothing. Bottom of the 8th. Now the Cubs catcher, Miguel Amaya.
Number 9, Miguel Amaya.
And it's fouled away. The 1-1. Right through there for a strike.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
The 1-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
No, that's not the best 2-strike fastball I've seen, but certainly got away with the location there. You know, sometimes as a hitter, when you're down in the count, you're so focused on a pitcher painting the black, and you just get a little bit locked up on something down the heart of the plate, not expecting it, and it just kind of freezes you.
Crow Armstrong stands in here, takes ball 1 low. And that one hammered. That's down. 1 hops off the wall into second, and he's got a double.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. This was a really nice swing. Didn't quite get enough behind it to get it out of here, but once it got over his head in left field, it was extra bases all the way.
And now it's going to be Matt Shaw. Man at second.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
The 2-1. Swing and a foul out of play. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Here's a 2-2. And they'll do it again. 1 out and a runner at second. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Out towards right center field. Bench in and to his right. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
The batter, number 2, second baseman.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Craig Kimbrell out of the game, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now pitching for
Brooks Raley comes on now.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Back to the top of the order, Nico Horner, the next Cub to hit.
No, that's outside. Ball.
Man on second, 2 down. Outside
That's the ball.
low, and it's 2-1. Foul ball there.
It's so hard to slow yourself down when you see that juicy breaking ball, but the most success happens when you try to take that right back up the middle approach.
And that one hit to first. Base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. The tag, and he's in there. It's 5-1.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Now the number 2 hitter, Alex Bregman. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. That misses.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
1. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. It just shaved the zone. They'll keep their remaining challenge. Pointer leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Strike 2.
Ahead 0-2 in the count. Sure, you've got 4 pitches you can work with, but throw something you can command and get this at bat over with as quickly as possible.
Wild pitch. Catcher gets a piece. Throws to second, but he's in there easily.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they...
Oh, now this one gets away at the plate. That completes the strikeout, inning over. So it may be too little too late, but they're on the board here in the late going. It's now a 5-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. We go to the 9th. Luis Robert Jr. getting ready to hit.
Nope, ball.
That one fouled off. One now. Swings and misses. Went with the sweeper. Stays alive. Just misses the mark outside the zone. And there's
That's
a ball. Struck him out swinging. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead
missed.
and
That's a
getting
ball.
that W.
Baden in the box here lets that one go for a ball. And there's a foul ball.
A little early on that fastball. I'm sure the pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. That one drilled left field. Ranging back. Reaching for it. Makes the catch.
Gotta love the over-the-shoulder catch. I tell you what, those are really fun to make.
Bo Bichette up now for the Mets.
Drove it off the wall last time. Just missed out on a home run.
That one the other way. It gets down. Base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going.
Up next to the Mets, the catcher.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. There's a strike.
Ball.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
Up next for the Mets.
Here comes Craig Counsell, and we're going to see a pitching change. Jacob Webb done for the day, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now
pitching change here, Shota Imanaga. He's been so good against lefties. Carson Benj, the next to hit.
He was the big part of the field last time. Nice liner to center.
one.
Check swing, but he went too far. And it's 0-2. The Mets trying to break this one open here at the top of the ninth. And that's a strikeout looking. 2 left for the Mets. They're up 5-1. All set for the bottom of the ninth. And here's the DH for the Cubs, Seiya Suzuki.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
And that is out of play. Ray Lee in his 7th season, 37 years young. And he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2009. Got him swinging. He chased the changeup. One gone here.
Got him out on the front foot. Couldn't keep the hands back long enough and played right into the hands of the pitcher.
Now the Cubs 4-hole hitter, Ian Happ. One down, base is empty here in the ninth. In there at the knees. That's strike 2. Breaking ball misses down and away. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. The Cubbies down by 4 here in the last half of inning number 9. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Fan on the move. 2 away now.
Up next for the Cubs, the first baseman, Michael.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Brooks Raley won't go any further. Oscar Brazoban on to pitch out of the pen here. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. Bush in the box now. No balls and a strike. They're down to their final strike.
Ooh, Baya. You got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
2 down, nobody on.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
And a 1-2. Drilled in the air out towards right center. Robert gets under it. And that'll do it.
Well, you break this 8-game losing streak, so it's been a couple of series since you've gotten a win, but you really come into each series looking to take the first 2 games and win that. They haven't done it. They started today.